This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Great to be back here again, folks. It is Friday, and I'm so grateful to Mel Rowe joining me on air today. Thank you, Mel, for joining me and sharing your story. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm awesome. I'm doing good, and it's just an honor to be on your program today.
Well, I have to say I'm grateful because, the whole idea of sharing your story, and we just did the refinance for you and a few things that you wanted to do with you and your family in achieving those goals. And I'm happy to say that we saved you about $500,000 in interest, right? Almost.
Yes, most definitely. Absolutely.
So tell me.
And I'm so happy.
You are happy. So I'm glad you are. And you were able to at least have just a few things that were done in order to create some space for you and your family. Can you share a little bit, Mel?
Yeah, just paying off some other bills, credit cards and all that stuff that was like 20%, at least 20% or whatever. So, I'm able to save a lot of money on especially on those credit cards. So, that was just awesome. Thank you.
Well, do you think that for, it's the brand new year, so it's a brand new beginning as well. So you're now debt free. You have some money that you got from the refinance, and you got rid of all of the bad debt. And then you also saved a lot on the interest for the 30 years of the loan. So what are your plans for you and your family starting the new year on the right foot?
Yeah, basically just to start getting some savings and probably do a little traveling and fixing up the house and all that stuff. Those are, the main things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel
get some savings?
Do you feel just kind of lighter, just in general, not to have to think about any other bills?
Absolutely, yes.
Hallelujah.
My mind is so much more lighter, and I could think clearer. So I'm just want to say, that I'm just glad for what you do, and helping people, and that's just so awesome.
Well, we're grateful, Mel, because you have great courage and strength, and you chose to reach out and even share your story, because it's important for people to know this is not uncommon for all of us, that if we are able to start the new year to get rid of bad debt and have your home mortgage and you have no other bills, right? You just have like the mortgage now, which a lower interest rate with no other credit cards that we paid off, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's basically it. It feels so good. Feels very good, Sarah.
And I mean, it's one of those things where you created this option because you decided. What made you decide to do this, Mel? Why did you finally say, okay, well, I'm done with this. I definitely want to do something to get out of the debt and have more free income that is your money that's going towards credit cards.
Yeah, it's very, for one, it's very stressful, to be walking around with all that debt. You keep thinking about it, and, it definitely affects your relationship, with your wife or whomever, So I was just out of the whole situation. I just wanted to, as you said, a new year, to have a new thing going, a new mind thought, new mindset, and just being able to walk around with a lighter thought, in your head. So it was just awesome. Just wanted to get rid of it and start anew.
Yeah, and I think, Mel, you're just, to me, family, because we communicated, and throughout the process, and folks, you can reach us here at 1-800-662-9550. Mel Rowe is sharing his story because of the fact that it will bring, courage for many who may be in a place where they're dealing with credit card debt or dealing with just having a higher mortgage payment. Do you think you're going to plan on buying a second home, Mel, now that we've saved you almost $500,000 in interest?
Yeah, it's a thought. I've been really thinking about it. So me and my wife, we talk about it, and we'll decide to do we'll decide what to do in the near future, but that's definitely a possibility. Seeing that, I have a lot more space in my finances, so that's definitely a thought.
Was it shocking to you when you looked at the numbers after we refinanced you, how much we saved you, and that you could now buy a second home or even 2 other homes? If you continued paying that old mortgage payment, you would not be able, you're giving away $500,000.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, often, I listen to your program, just about every afternoon, and, just hear what's going on, and about the whole mortgage and credit cards, So when I looked at it, it was really surprising, So I'm just so happy, about that, that we can't save, that much money. I just hope I could save, quite a bit of it, but it's just good to be able to get rid of all that, those payments and, and spending all that money that you have to work, that I have to work so hard for, day in, day out, and being able to keep more of it in my pocket. Just really thanks to you, Sarah.
Well, thank you, Mel, because here's the thing. You're based out of Florida. We are licensed in multiple states, and that's why I say to folks, whether it's Massachusetts or California or Colorado or, Virginia, Maryland, we are able to provide you options, and it takes courage. You are fearless. I have to say, I want to thank you and Mrs. Rowe for being able to move forward and also share on air about your story, because that's what brings strength to many people, Mel. So I am grateful for that, and grateful that you prayed over it. You made the decision to get rid of the credit cards, to have money set aside so that you don't have to worry. And it's not only that, just refinancing your mortgage in itself by reducing the interest rate. If someone's going to save $500,000 or $50,000, it's still a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is a lot of money, especially when you have to go out there and work day in, day out for it. It makes it, so much harder. But it's a lot of money, and who couldn't do it? $50,000 or, a couple $100,000 would make life a lot easier.
It's true. And like you said, it's your money. You're working hard for it. And why would you work extra hard, 2-3 jobs, when you're giving it away to a higher mortgage payment or, the credit cards? And so I'm grateful that you could join us to share your story. And did you feel also that you just slept better at night, Mel?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, much, much, much better when I get up in the mornings. It's not the first thing on my mind anymore. It could take 4th or 5th place. So you definitely could sleep better, think better as you go each day. Have a better, attitude, in everything you do, and everybody has, you have to do it. So it's good all around. It's just awesome, excellent, all around. And one thing that really, really keeps coming back to mind, and I know you're conscious of it, of the way you help people, to make the burden of life so much more easier. It's very important, Sarah, very, very important, what you do. So I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate your kind words, Mel. We all do. And, we're a family-owned business, so it is really, our gratitude goes to you and Mrs. Rowe, and for supporting us to grow as a company and to be able to do the work that we do. So I'm happy to hear that you're, in a place where you have financial freedom, that the refinance was a huge benefit in respect to saving you over $500,000 in interest, paying off debt. And I want to thank you, Mel, and you're always welcome back to join us on air. Okay, Mel?
Okay. Thank you, too. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll keep passing the word around, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Mel. God bless. Stay well.
Yeah. Thank you.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.